Aloha and welcome to this module on deployment. Super psyched about this module. And I think you will be too, because here we are going to go through the steps required to what is commonly referred to as putting an app into production. And that means taking it out of your development mode where you're working on it on your laptop and it's only kind of available if people are like looking over your shoulder on your laptop, to putting it out there publicly so anybody in the world with the URL can access it. And that's really exciting. And the way we're going to do it in this class is we're going to use a public hosting platform called DigitalOcean. It's got a very good reputation. It's extremely cheap. You can deploy apps starting at $5 per month. But when you sign up, which you'll be doing for this class, you get a $100 credit for the first 60 days. So effectively, you're not going to spend any money to do deployment for this class. And then later on, whenever you want to make something available on the internet, you can create apps, and it's only going to cost you $5 a month to do it. So I think this is a general skill, not only just for doing Meteor stuff in this class, but all your future apps and whatever languages and frameworks you use. If you're comfortable with DigitalOcean, you've got a very low-cost way to deal with it, or to deploy it, I should say. So that's a really great skill. I'm excited to introduce you to DigitalOcean. And then there's a couple other things we'll be doing. You'll be learning, You'll be learning how to use this free software called Robo3T so that you can see your production database. That's really useful. And then finally, for Meteor, there is again, there's a free tier for this. It's an application performance monitoring system. And application performance monitoring is really crucial in deployment. You need to be able to understand, what is the user experience, even though you can't, directly see your users. And application performance monitoring gives you insight into that. It gives you insight into whether or not the hardware that you're having is actually sufficient to handle the traffic to your site. So there's a really nice APM tool for Meteor that you'll be using in this class, and I can scroll in and kind of show you a dashboard. And so hopefully as you move forward from this class, if you're using Meteor, you know about an APM system. If you use some other system, then you're going to be wanting to have some kind of APM system to help you understand what's happening in performance. Then the third part of it is to provide a custom domain name. And so I go through this process of showing you how to what I did is I created a custom domain name for the purposes of illustrating this called Meteor Application Template React.xyz. It cost me $1.16 to create this domain name for a year. So I highly recommend, even though it's kind of an extra credit part of the module, go ahead and get a custom domain name. You can get them for just a few bucks. And that not only makes it much easier to refer to your application on the internet, but it also enables you to enable HTTPS, which is really pretty crucial for apps that are requesting, passwords to log in, or maybe presenting, personal information to the user. You really have to have HTTPS. And the process of doing it is quite straightforward, at least when you have Meteor up. And so you'll go through that set of steps as well. So there's basically three things you'll do. The first thing is you'll go through these three readings and basically make a copy of Meteor Application Template React, deploy it to DigitalOcean so that you know how to do that. The second thing you'll be doing is taking your final project and deploying that to DigitalOcean. And then as an extra credit, but highly recommended, set up, go be creative with your team partners and think up some crazy domain name that's, very cheap, and go buy it for a year, and then you can install that as the domain name for your final project. You can also set up HTTPS. Again, two things that are very important skills for you to have that kind of transcend Meteor. So that's the deployment module. Really useful stuff in here. Can't wait for you to experience it.